Welcome back, adventurers. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining in. I truly mean that. I do appreciate y'all coming and spending some time with me. 5 minutes of your time with me. Well, as you all know, 5 minutes of your time is never really, truly 5 minutes. It's always a little bit more, but you know, who's really counting the minutes here? And the 5 minutes at a time episode I have for you today is about what I heard in church the other day. The other day I went out for a ride. I was going to record on the Harley Fat Bob that we have, but the camera mount for the Fat Bob broke. I went to get the one off the Honda CTX, Brainy CTX. And when I pulled it off the bike, I saw that it was actually broken as well and would not survive the trip. So I had to take both of those camera mounts in to be replaced or repaired. So I hopped on the Fat Bob again and just went out for a ride because I wasn't going to let the two problems that I had already faced that morning destroy me. I wasn't going to let it defeat me because I've been having little issues lately with things that aren't going right. They aren't going like they're supposed to be going. I've been letting those things bother me a bit more. So on this day, I decided to get out and just go for a ride, record some shorts here and there, some little clips for a short, and just enjoy my morning riding. Brainy, of course, was headed to Atlanta for going to one of the temples, so I had plenty of time. And as I was headed out riding, I made my way towards my mom's house, and I saw as going towards my mom's house, my mom was actually at church. So I pulled into the church, and it was 11 o'clock. Long story short, ended up going to church. But in that church, during the sermon, the pastor was talking about how he believed that church has a future, and that he is probably sure that no one in the room would see where it ended up in the future, but it did have a future. As I looked around and I saw the 9 members of the church that were in attendance that day, the grim realization that yes, this church has a future, but the future of this church is very short-lived. Once those members of that church passed away or can no longer attend and can no longer give the donations as they would normally, the church will fold, as it happens to a lot of churches here in the South, because you can't throw a rock without hitting 2 churches and then bouncing off and hitting a third. The attendance varies a lot, and these churches ended up being underfunded and have to shut down because what is Caesar goes to Caesar. And if you can't pay Caesar, well, then you can't stay open. You know what I'm saying? So they were talking about the church and its future and how they're going to be waving down from heaven, watching through the portals of heaven to see where this church is, what fruits have come to fruition. And that's when I felt bad for him. I was like, I appreciate y'all's faith, but what is the future? Are you saying that your church has to be up and functioning for it to be future? What do you consider the future of this church? Well, I would consider not the building itself, but the children and the grandchildren of these church members are the future of the church, not the building in existence in itself. The building is nothing more but a building. It's just a facility where these members of the church gather. All these members could stop gathering in one church or go in one building and start going to each other's buildings, each other's homes, and treating those as sanctuary. Because in the Christian faith, where one or more gather, or 2 or more, I can't remember the Bible verse, where 2 or more gather in his name, he is there, he is present. So if that's your ideology, then stop focusing on the church itself. Stop trying to build this immaculate facility to worship the Lord. Save that money, save that energy, save that effort, and put that towards actually doing the work of the Lord. Stop trying to make the church a mega church. Stop trying to make the glass windows fancy glass windows. I'm telling you, if I was a Lord, a God, I would not care what the building looks like. A true king cares more for his people than he does for his castle. A true king will make sure his people have before his king, before his castle, before his throne. And I think that's what's important. Building your kingdom before the castle. I don't know if that quite came out like I wanted it to, but I think the right people are going to hear the right parts of that message as they need to hear it. And I'm going to leave that at that. But what I am going to do is tell you about my friends and family. You know I have to do it because I talk about them all the time. Because these people truly bring me happiness. Going to them and providing my time, my effort, my energy to help build their kingdom brings me happiness. And that's Forgotten Angels down in Tampa, Florida. Forgotten Angels take in the young men and women who've been aged up and out of the foster care system. Now, by up and out is literally that simple. You've aged up to 18, you're now an adult, so you're out of the foster care system. Because the foster care system is only for the children. So you're up and out at age 18. Now you're homeless and you're hopeless because the foster parents that you were assigned did not give you any of the tools and strategies you need to adapt to the rigorous life that you will face. The ups and downs, the hills, the obstacles. They haven't taught you how to manage any of that, how to understand yourself, how to find your own way in life, how to create your own happiness. David and Cindy try to fill those gaps. And I've seen the young men and women they've helped. They fill those gaps and add more. They not only fill in the holes, but they build the house on top and give these young men and women a shot at happiness, a shot at finding a way to provide for themselves and live a life that they consider happy, a life they want to live. And ladies and gentlemen, folks and creatures of all shapes and sizes, if you can help someone find their own happiness and guide them with strategies to mitigate the troubles and strifes of life, then you're doing a God's work. You're not worried about your castle if you're building up your kingdom. And that's what David and Cindy are doing. They're building the kingdom. So reach out to David and Cindy, see what you can do to give them some love, give them some support. There's almost always a raffle bite going. So reach out to the website and buy a raffle ticket, or 2 or 3 or 10. Or come see us in October 23rd through 26th, 2025. For those who are catching this after the year 2025, come hang out with us. Come see what Forgotten Angels is truly about. Come see the true meaning of building your kingdom before the castle. Share some memories, make some new ones, share in the happiness, y'all. And hey, if people aren't your thing and you're more into canines, like, you know, canines bring our household a lot of happiness. That's why we have 10 of them, and 3 of those 10 came from Possum Southern Rescue. Now, Possum Southern Rescue, every Saturday at the PetSmart in Warner Robins, they hold a doggy adoption event where they adopt out and attempt to foster out all different types of pups. Young pups, old pups, big pups, tiny pups, pups with all types of needs and health issues. Which way are you going? You going straight? I'm going straight. Yep, no blinker. That's why you had to wait, lady. Oh, reach out to them. See what you can do. Foster a dog. Adopt a dog or 2 or 3. Or buy the dogs a bone, y'all. Buy the dogs a bone. And on that note, I'm going to go out and keep having my adventure. There's a gas station coming up ahead in about a mile. I'm going to stop by, get me some drinks for the morning. Reach out to Brady Chameleon and see if she needs anything while I'm out this way. And I'm going to have me an adventure. You go out and have your own adventure, folks, because no one's going to live your life for you. No one's going to make you see all the spectacular things in life. No one's going to give you your own happiness. You have to get out and find it for yourself. That being said, y'all take care.